Hey people, welcome to the video. This video is all about the up and coming changes to Armed Warriors in BFA, and my opinion on the changes, which isn't much, due to the fact that, well, I didn't get beta. Now anywho, I have been found a tube, not that one, YouTube, looking at all the beta qualified people playing the class I am excited for. Lucky A. Now a common opinion has come up with most of them. Armed Warriors are rage starved. Now this is mainly from a PvE point of view, so with the knowledge I can gather from the tube, I'm going to take a look at the talents and discuss what I would be taking in each talent for PvP. Alright guys, let's get started with this. So in the 15 tier, I would actually pick War Machine because it generates 10% more rage with your auto attacks. The extra, killing an enemy generates 10 rage and increases your movement speed by 30% for 8 seconds is just a cherry on top. It's not the main reason as to why I would pick this. Especially with the argument flying around that Armed Warriors are rage starved, this is probably the best choice. Now, the other two choices, Sudden Death, it actually is really good. It allows you to proc, execute and use it with for no rage, but it counts as if you used it spending 40 rage, dealing a lot more damage. Now the proc chance is 2.5 procs per minute. Now that's probably the reason as to why I wouldn't pick this. It's not enough, and under that minute a lot of things can happen, especially in high rated arenas. A minute is a long time. Now, Skull Splitter sounds really cool. It generates rage for you, doesn't cost rage, but the cooldown is way too long. Now, for the level 30 tier. Now the first choice is Double Time. You know what Double Time does? It makes the charge have 2 charges instead of 1. Really good, situational, wouldn't pick it though. Now the other one, next one's actually really cool, Impending Victory. So what it does, it actually allows you to use Impending Victory as if it's a normal ability and you don't actually have to kill someone to use it. Now another cool thing is, it still has that same ability. So let's say you use it just before you kill someone. When you kill them, it still allows you to, it resets automatically and allows you to use it again. That's really cool. It's basically the heal that Armed Warriors always needed. And then you got Stormbolt, which is obviously a really good one. It does physical damage and also stuns for 4 seconds. Now, I would actually change this up depending on what I'm doing. If I'm doing Battlegrounds, Rated Battlegrounds, or just World PvP that I'm really excited for in Battle for Azeroth, I'd pick Impending Victory. It allows you to basically be self-sustainable if you need to be, and it's a heal. It's a great heal. Now, in arenas, most of the time, you'd be wanting a healer in 2s, and you're definitely gonna have a healer in 3s. This wouldn't be as needed. Now this can still be used, as it does relieve pressure for your healer, the fact that you can heal yourself, but you put that trust in your healer, and for me, in my opinion, Stormbolt would be more helpful. More crowd control, more CCs, that will help you out. So, Impending Victory for Battlegrounds, Rated Battlegrounds, and World PvP, and 1v1 duels, and Stormbolt for arenas. Now for the tier 45. Now this tier pretty much hasn't changed. It still has Avatar, still has Rend, and Trauma. Now, if it is true, if the Rage Starve problem for Armed Warriors in BFA is true, Rend is very expensive then. 30 Rage, and to damage over 12 seconds, you know what it does. I would literally try out Trauma. I would actually try Trauma to see if it works better. But if it doesn't have much of an impact in PvP, I'd always pick Rend. Avatar is still Avatar, does the same thing. It's really cool. Still wouldn't pick it though, as most warrior YouTubers. So yeah, Rend is probably the go-to, but if the issue is real and we are rage starved, I would try out Trauma. Now for tier 60, now tier 60 is the same thing, pretty much nothing has changed. Batting strike, secondary and defensive stance. Always pick defensive stance, it's another defensive that you do need. It's defensive stance. Now for tier 75. We got collateral damage, so for when hitting a second target with your sweeping strike, they refund 20% of the rage cost. Really cool, probably helps you out in dungeons, PvE stuff. Cleave is now not baseline anymore, I guess, because we got Overpower as a baseline and we lost Cleave. Now, for me, that's actually really good because, in my opinion, Cleave wasn't really helpful, especially in PvP, in my opinion. And now Wallbreaker. So the Armed Warrior artifact ability is now in the talents, like most artifact abilities for every class. It replaces Colossal Smash. Now Colossal Smash has a 45-second cooldown, so pretty much there's no real difference between the two. It still applies the same effect. The only difference is Wallbreaker is an AoE, Colossal Smash is a single target. Because the other two options aren't that great for PvP in my opinion, I just pick Wallbreaker. It does the same thing as Colossal Smash and it hits more than one target, so it might be helpful. You know, you can set up a good Blade Storm with that. Now for tier 90, I would pick In for the Kill. What it does is Colossal Smash or Wallbreaker, if you pick that talent, increases your haste by 10%. 20% if the target is below 20% health. So it's a really good thing that can help you quickly kill someone, and it's a good burst mechanic, you know. I think that's what it is now, Colossal Smash in general, and what it does is a good burst thing. So you pop it, you pop Battle Cry, and you just hit really hard. Favorite Battle increases rolling damage by 10% and slams your primary target, so that's pretty cool. And you got Deadly Calm, which, you know, it's the same thing, reduces the rage cost of your abilities by 100% for 6 seconds. Now for the final tier, tier 100. So you got Anger Management. What it does, every time you spend rage, it reduces the remaining cooldown for Blade Storm, Wallbreaker, and Deadly Calm. Also Smash if you didn't pick Wallbreaker. This is probably a pretty good PvE thing, I wouldn't know, but I don't see it being a good PvP thing. You got Ravager. Ravager does the same thing, 1 minute cooldown, probably what you would usually pick for PvE, so yeah. Now the last one, Dreadnought. So as you know, we get Overpowered back as a baseline, so it basically just gives us 2 charges for Overpower and it helps increases the damage for Mortal Strike. So basically, Overpowered replaces Colossal Smash, and what it does, in terms of the rotation, the typical rotation we have now, in which we use Colossal Smash, then Mortal Strike, it's pretty much the same kind of mentality. So you use Overpowered, then you use Mortal Strike. And giving 2 charges, that's really good. It helps us, you know, keep up that constant damage. So this is what I would pick. War Machine for that extra rage. Depending on Victory and Stormbolt, you switch up depending on what you're doing and most likely what you're more comfortable with. Rend, only if we don't have a rage style problem in PvP. If we do pick, I'm going to try out Trauma. Obviously defensive stance, no brainer. Wallbreaker, instead for a single target, it's an AoE, pretty much does the same thing, and the other 2 options aren't great. In for the kill, the haste is always good, and Dreadnought for the double charges on Overpower. Thanks for viewing the video again, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have an opinion on Warriors and what they're going to be like in BFA, hit me up. Just, you know, put a comment below. I'd love to read it. Yeah, unfortunately, this is all I can really give you guys from what I can get on the internet without being able to play beta. So if I could, I would try to be more in depth. But anyway, I hope you guys still enjoyed it.